Yo, what's up? So y'all know I watch a lot of this true crime and these true stories and stuff online. I want to talk to y'all about a story that I seen that was online that just rubbed me the wrong way in all kind of ways. Um, I don't know, cause I saw a story that was in Dallas, saw a story that was in Ohio, and I saw a story that was from in New York or something. I saw a couple of stories, right? But I had saw this story right here that just took me. Oh, I don't know where it took me. I ain't came back yet from where it took me. There was this black couple, right? It was a black wife and it was a black husband. But before I go to the husband and the wife, there was the father, and he was a preacher, and he brought his son up to be a preacher, and his son looked identical to him. Okay, the son had a wife and they had 5 beautiful children. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a girl and 4 boys, or 2 girls and 3 boys. I don't know. However you get to 5, you get there. Um, the son was brought up in church. The father was brought up in church. Everything was God and Usho Shamanah and la 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 li and yeah. It was everything. The money was there. It was everything. Well, the and I can't help but to think that these teachers know what they doing. A lot of times these teachers know what they doing. They didn't heard the story. There was a project. It was a man and a wife that was up under. It was the junior that was up under his father, and there was a project. And this project was to do some DNA testing to see, where they come from and this and that. So the little girl, the little black girl, had ran home and she said that she wanted to do a project. Told the mother and the father of the 5 kids that she wanted to do a project to see a DNA result testing to see where they came from and who was they kin to and this and that. So the father said, okay, because he was a champ. He was in with his kids. So the father said, okay. And the mother, she was, I don't think that would be good. Yeah. But the father was like, what could it hurt? Let's do some DNA test or whatever. She wants to do this for a project. She wants to trace her blood. She wants to trace her roots. She wants to find people that she's never found before. Let's do the project. So the mother finally agreed because she didn't have nothing to hide, right? They did the DNA test. The DNA test came back that of these 5 children, wasn't none of them his, but they were in proximity. They were close to a relative of his. And at first, he didn't think none of it. He said, okay. He said, we got the DNA test back or whatever. It's showing that I'm not the father. I'm sure there's a mistake. I'll call Ancestry. I'll call 23 DNA. I'll call whoever. They made a mistake. Well, Ancestry came back, or 23 DNA came back and said, no, there's no mistake. Um, you are not the father of these children, but someone in your family that's close proximity is. So he got to digging and he got to digging and he found out that the preacher, the father preacher, and he was a preacher as well, the junior, found out that his father had fathered all 5 of these children. It wasn't no mistake. He sent it in 2 or 3 more times. They told him it's not a mistake. Someone in your family fathered these children. You are not the father of these children. So he went and talked to the wife, and he showed her the papers. Like, what is this? I'm not the father of these children, but somebody in my family is. Who is it? She didn't know what was going on. And finally she broke down and told him that her father, the preacher, had fathered all 5 of these children. That man had snapped. He took a butcher knife and did what he did to the wife. She was already gone. He left. He traveled how far it was to see the father. The father was shocked to see him, but I'm pretty sure that the wife had sent a message that he was on to him. And he showed up there, and he castrated the father. He did the same thing with the knife that he did, to the wife. And he castrated the father's 3 parts. I'm talking about the hockey stick and the pogo balls. And he watched them bleed out. And he called the police and let them know he was sitting on the porch. He was there. Come pick me up.
Power off. Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
When he got there, the father was sitting there reading a Bible on the couch. What are you reading? You didn't father your son's children. He's raising 5 children that he thinks that they're his children. He don't have no reason to think that they're not his children because they look exactly like him. They have features like him, but they more have features like you. But he wouldn't think about that. You see what I'm saying? They end up giving him life. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Because the judges and the attorneys could feel his pain, but they couldn't do nothing because of the law. But I think they should fix these laws. If people do things to you that are unimaginable, that the judge can't even get with and the attorneys can't even get with, I think that shit should pass. So the wife and the father came up missing in the same style. And the man found out that his kids were his brothers and sisters. They were his siblings. I don't know about y'all, but that would piss me off, and that would rub me the wrong way too. You don't come up in my goddamn face creating no picture to me that ain't going on. But they did that. And the man had a Bible, reading the Bible. Who is you talking to? You ain't talking to my father. You ain't talking to my dad with no shit like that. He would have been better off having a Bible reading with a porno magazine turned upside down in there. He was drinking some tea. You look better off drinking some Cavassier. You look better off drinking some Casamigo. You look better off drinking some Hennessy to me. You look better off drinking some Thunderbird to me. People should change these laws. When people have been intruded or they have been interrupted and people disrespect your space, my space has been disrespected ever since I got in touch with you goddamn half siblings. Something I shouldn't have never did, but I didn't know. There should be laws to uphold this shit. People shouldn't have to go do life because somebody fucked around with their business. The wife said she was scared. She couldn't tell him. He was dominating her. If something go on and somebody's father dominating me, I'm going to tell my husband what's going on unless I want him. If I want the father, then I'm not going to say nothing. But if I don't want the father and I feel intrusive, I'm going to tell my husband what's going on so he can check that. And I know my husband. He carries a long. He carries a long. Let me get out of here, cause my husband ain't the one. He look white and he can blend in, but I probably he ain't the one.